Would you ever pay $1,099 for a phone just because of a single camera lens? That's the big question surrounding the iPhone 17 Pro, and surprisingly, for some people, the answer might actually be yes. Now, iPhones have always been known for their cameras. They're reliable, easy to use, and year after year, they've stayed ahead of most competitors. But if you've been following Apple's Pro models closely, you'll know there's always been one weak spot: the telephoto lens. It never quite lived up to the rest of the system. Shots looked soft, details weren't crisp, and most people didn't use it often. Last year, with the iPhone 16 Pro, Apple tried to change that. They added a 5x zoom lens. On paper, it sounded impressive, but in practice, it was frustrating. The equivalent of around 120 millimeters. It was simply too tight for everyday use. Portraits looked awkward, and unless you were zooming in on something really far away, you almost never needed it. That's why so many users ignored the telephoto altogether. But this year, Apple finally got it right. The iPhone 17 Pro introduces a brand new 4x telephoto lens, and while the shift from 5x to 4x might sound small, it makes a massive difference. At roughly 100 millimeters in camera terms, this new focal length hits the sweet spot. It's the classic distance photographers love for portraits, giving you enough reach to separate your subject without making the background look unnatural. Landscapes look more balanced, portraits feel natural, and the whole experience feels less like a gimmick and more like a proper, everyday tool. And this time, you'll probably use it a lot more. The 4x doesn't feel like an extra lens you forget about. It feels like it belongs alongside the wide and ultra-wide lenses that people already love. Apple also boosted the quality. The new telephoto isn't just about zoom. It now has a 48 megapixel sensor. That means way more detail, more room to crop without losing quality, and better performance in different lighting conditions. Apple uses pixel binning to combine data, so even in low light you'll get sharper, brighter results. For creators, that's a big deal. Now, here's the real question. Is this telephoto camera enough to justify upgrading to the iPhone 17 Pro? The answer depends on who you are. If you mostly use your phone to snap quick photos of food, pets, or family moments, then no, you probably don't need to spend over $1,000 just for this upgrade. The regular iPhone 17 or even last year's models will do the job just fine. But if you're someone who really loves photography, who takes portraits, city shots, or landscapes seriously, then yes, the iPhone 17 Pro finally gives you a telephoto camera that feels professional. It's no longer the weak link in Apple's setup. In fact, for many, it's now the highlight. This upgrade also changes something bigger: the meaning of Pro. For years, the Pro models haven't always felt truly professional. The differences compared to regular iPhones were nice, but not game-changing. With this new telephoto lens, the iPhone 17 Pro finally feels like a device aimed at photographers and creators who want more than just a standard smartphone camera. Of course, $1,099 is still a serious investment, and not everyone should rush to upgrade. But for the right group of people, those who care about the details,